So in this video, we're going to be talking about natal moon in Leo in the 10th house. So if you have this placement, you are in the right place. And with that being said, the moon in astrology shows what gives us emotional fulfillment and inner security, and also things that we care about. So when you have the moon in Leo, Leo is about our confidence and our ego. So it shows that there is an emotional need to feel confident and to be able to play the role that you feel that you are meant to play in the lives of other people as well as your own life. And as well, Leo is a fire sign, and fire is about energy. So with Moon and Leo, they always feel like they have to have the energy to meet up to the standards that they have of themselves. And they always want to perform well in life, or else they will feel insecure, especially if they don't have the energy that they need to sustain themselves or other people that depend on them. They feel like they are a letdown. And also, they need to feel confident in themselves and in their capabilities, because Leo is about talents, it's about performance, and it's about really playing the role of the main character in your own life. So also, with it being a fire sign, which is about actions and energy, when you have the moon in Leo, it shows that, ever since a child even, you are quite a self-reliant person, and you like to depend on your own energy. And it really comes from a sense of pride, unlike moon in Aries, which just comes from this need to just be in charge of things. But in this case, you have the moon in the 10th house. So this definitely shows that you're somebody that is quite self-reliant, and also you do like to be in charge as well. You like to play the role of the authority, because the 10th house is about authority. So in that sense, it is similar to moon in Aries. But there is also, since the 10th house is about authority as well, you guys are self-reliant, and you guys don't like to ask others for help. So that's definitely something that resonates with people that may have the moon in Capricorn or in the 10th house. And specifically with the moon being in Leo, people that have this placement tend to care a lot about their reputation and their position in life. And since Leo is about validation, these individuals need to play the position or the role of an authority or of a high position, maybe a CEO in their life, or just somebody that's important. Because Leo is about receiving validation, and the moon is about emotional needs, or in this case, it could also be about needing a sense of pride. But they just have this emotional need to have a validated position. Now, in terms of the personality, or just the internal personality, because the moon is something that's more internal, and that we may not show others, and it's only when others get to know us a little bit more that they see this side of ourselves. But in terms of your internal personality, you have more of a serious emotional disposition, and you have a constant desire to invest your energy into work and responsibilities. Now, since the moon shows comfort and it rules the 4th house, when it's in the 10th house, that means it's in the opposing house than where it feels at home. And that's because the 10th house is about work. It's about responsibilities. It's about being hard on ourselves. So with the moon in Leo in the 10th house, you're quite hard on yourself, especially your character. You go through a lot of self-development of your confidence. And in the eyes of others, it feels like you're comfortable being uncomfortable when you have this placement. And others can tend to see you as this confident individual. But you just feel most at ease when you're working and when you're making progress. Like you're somebody that always needs to be doing things that matter. And that's when you feel like most secure and most like yourself. Like you need to be working or putting energy into something that's going to matter in the world stage. So to others, this may seem like something that's difficult. So that's why I say people with this placement, they would tend to be comfortable, moon, with being uncomfortable, the 10th house. They're very hard on themselves. They hold themselves to high standards. And of course, they like to depend on their own capacities. They're very self-reliant. This is big leadership energy. And they want to play the role or the ego of a CEO. Now, as well, the natural sign that is in the first house or the ascendant when the 10th house is in Leo is Scorpio. So though not all of you guys have the ascendant in Scorpio, there's that underlying aspect of Scorpio to this placement. And Scorpio is about power. So a lot of times there's this need to play a high position because there's this need to be in control of your career or of the direction of things. And sometimes you feel like you do the best job of directing things, or just maybe that's just an emotional need that you developed due to your upbringing, because the moon shows things that developed in upbringing. And so, maybe as a child you had to earn your pride, and your parents could have been high positioned people or people that just have a lot of pride. Maybe they didn't have a high position, but for whatever reason you developed this need to prove yourself and to receive a position of validation and to gain power. So also, Scorpio is about transformation. So this placement of the moon being in the sign Leo in the 10th house shows that at some point in the career, the individual with this placement will go through a major expansion or transformation in their position. And naturally with, the 10th house having Leo somewhere in it, that means that Cancer is the ruler of the 9th house, or it's, somewhere in the 9th house. But the natural 9th house for this placement of 10th in Leo is in the 9th house. Cancer should be in the 9th house. And Cancer is the sign of the moon. And so why this is important is because it gives us more information about the moon sign. And the 9th is about expansion. So with this placement, you go through like a lot of expansion into your career, and you're very inspired by success and by ambitions, at least on an emotional level, because the moon shows emotions. So internally you are inspired, but sometimes people may not see this side of yourself. They only see it when they get to know you more. Also, these individuals tend to achieve things the hard and tried and tested way. Like they like to climb the ranks. They like to prove themselves and what's the word for that? Go through the promotions. Like and I can't think of the word for it, but basically they like to go up the ladder. And so this can sometimes, be a challenging feat. And that's why these individuals can be seen as very hard on themselves and very comfortable being uncomfortable, It doesn't mean that they don't feel discomfort. It's that for some reason they're drawn to prove themselves and they can weather the discomfort. They're very high achievers and they always feel like they have to have the energy to prove themselves. And that's really sometimes what keeps them going. They can be at their last straw, but this emotional need to be composed and to have energy, as indicated by the sign Leo, keeps them going. And also, with Scorpio being the natural sign that has the 10th house in Leo, Scorpio is about desires and it's about motivation. So there's a lot of motivation that comes with this placement, and these individuals are never satisfied on an emotional level. Like they always feel like there's more that they can achieve or that there's more that they must do. And maybe it's not about their career, but it can just be about their character. Sometimes they feel like they always got to improve themselves and just never stop. So finally, their sense of value in the world and their sense of self-esteem comes partially from their position in life when the individual has this placement. So with that being said, that basically sums up this placement and what I had written for this particular video. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed and that it resonated. And if it did resonate, or you enjoyed this video and you saw yourself in any way throughout it, then don't forget to leave a like, and of course subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more content. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching and supporting in any way that you do. Check out my Patreon if you would like an in-depth personal natal chart reading where I go over the whole of your chart and, all the planets together. And, it's a lot more catered to you. So if that interests you, definitely check that out. And other than that, I will see you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.